Hey guys, welcome back to another Unfiltered Gamer board game review. Today's game up on the tabletop is called Robots Battle for the Coal Heart. In Robots Battle for the Coal Heart, you're going to be playing as a robot builder of sorts, and you're going to be trying to build your robot. If you can build your robot before anybody else does, you're going to win the game. In the game, you're going to be playing up to 6 players. Takes about 45 minutes to play the game, ages about 10 and up. And the objective of the game, like I said, is to build a robot. Now, however, when you're building your robot, you can increase its attack, you can increase its health, you can lose health by attacking other players, and you're going to be able to choose actions in the game. On your turn, when you pick an action, you'll get to do that specific action's ability, and then everybody else will get to take part in the secondary ability of that action. Afterwards, everybody's going to go around and choose their own action, and everybody's going to get that secondary action as well. And then the first player marker, this card here, is going to go to the next player, and you're going to keep going along that way. Once a player has been the only person left alive, if everybody else is broken, he'll win, or if he's the first person to complete their robot, he's going to win as well. Alright, let me go show you the game. Okay, so here is the components for Robots Battle of the Coal Heart. As you see, everybody's going to get a player board. There's blue, purple, green, yellow, and 2 other player boards for red and for gray as well. Everybody's also going to get components for each board, and they're color-coded as well. And each and every one of the boards is different in some way, featuring the different armaments. You're also going to be getting these different action pieces here you can use throughout the game. You're going to be getting these upgrade or gear cards. They have deluxe and regular gear. There's a quarry card along with quarry pieces. These are all the different things you're going to be using to build components for your robot. The coal heart and the coal heart piece, it tells you what it does, as well as resources that go here, and your health points and attack, which is features on these areas over here. You're going to be getting a rulebook that explains the game pretty simply, as well as the box and all the components for all the other players as well. You're going to also start by choosing a player to go first, and you're going to give them this card. It's the first player token, just put it on theirs, as well as making sure everybody's health points are at 20 and everybody's attack starts at 0. Now, nobody's going to have anything built on their robot to start with, but you're going to get resources based on your starting resource value, which is up here indicated at the top of the board. This says a blue and a yellow, this is a green and a yellow, so on and so forth. You get the idea. In the game, it's very simple to start. All you have to do is select a first player and have them choose any of the actions that are presented here. There's scavenge, upgrade, gear, fight, mine, capturing the coal heart, and when you play a 6-player version, there's a scavenge, an additional scavenge that you can play with. But with the 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, you're going to be able to play with just these ones here. The first thing he's going to do is select any of these actions, and if he goes ahead and chooses one of them, maybe he wants to pick, oh, I don't know, let's say mine. He will then get to do whatever the mine says, and so will everybody else. So mine says everyone takes a resource from the quarry, and then perk, you take a second resource at the end. So for him, this is the quarry over here, and he could take a resource, so maybe he wants black, and then everybody else is going to get one too. So green might want blue, yellow might want green, and purple might want blue. And then finally, he'll come back to him, and because he had that perk for choosing mine, he gets to select an additional resource. So maybe he'll choose this. After that, whenever the mine is used, you're going to add up resources of the number of players, which in this case would be 4 plus 2. And that's always going to be the case. There'll always be 6, at least 6 on the quarry here. And after that, then the next player is going to go ahead and select his action. Maybe he wants to choose gear, so he'll pick gear. And gear says everyone takes gear, and then it says perk, you can take a deluxe gear if you want. So he looks over here at the cards, and he'll select between them what they do. Some of them will give you additional attack, or this one says spend this card to steal a resource from a player that you just attacked. So he might choose this, and then every player as well will go ahead and select a card, just like that. And he is the only one, though, that gets to select deluxe gear. Everybody else has only regular gear. And then you're going to refill this back up again. I believe this is also number of players plus 2. Now, after that, the next player is going to get to go, and he can select any of these things. If he chooses capture the coal heart, he's going to select this, and then you're going to go ahead and look, and it says none. Only you get to take the coal heart, so nobody else gets any benefits at all. And the coal heart tells you what it does. So you take this coal heart, you put it on his board, and then it tells you you gain 2 HP and deal each player 1 damage. So he already has 20 HP, so he hasn't taken any damage, but everybody else will go down 1, and this represents their health indicator over here. If you have the coal heart and select capture, choose one of the below instead. So instead of selecting capture again and getting this, since you already have it, you actually can gain 4 HP and do 2 damage to everybody else. Or if you're broken, you can simply repair yourself and have 5 HP. So that's a nice little thing you can do there. The next player is then going to select any of these he wants. Maybe he'll choose upgrade, because that's an average when you would be choosing. Everyone gets to build 1 or more parts, and you will get to build a part that costs 1 less resource. So for purple here, he can build any of these parts here, and as you can see, there's green, yellow, blue, black. It tells you what the parts cost and how you build them, and you can build as many parts as you want, presumably that you have the resources. So if he wants to build this, it'll cost him 1 green. If he wants to build a yellow, it would cost him 1 yellow, but he doesn't have to spend that if he doesn't want to. And maybe he wants to build, I don't know, his leg over here, which is a blue and a yellow. It would cost him that. So now he's gone ahead and built 3 pieces to his ship. These would then go to the discard. You put it back in this bag here, and you're going to get any bonuses that shows on here. And then for instance, this one here says gain an attack, gain an attack. So you go up to 2 attack, select a gear, take a second gear at the end of the phase. At the end of this phase, whenever he's gone, he gets to select a gear over here, which is pretty nice. The next player can then also build, and the next player can build as well, and so can the next player. Everybody's going to build based on what they have, but they don't get that extra bonus of 1 less resource. So, for instance, he can build these 2 over here, and so on and so forth. You get the idea, I'm sure. After everybody's played their action, and he's got his last gear for building his part, and other people are going to get their bonuses, stuff like that. So if I can, instance, he gets an extra 2 attack as well for the legs. Then you're going to take all of these back, and everybody is going to start once again. You can make sure this is all filled up, and you have all these options again, and the first player marker will go from this player in a clockwise fashion over to the next player. And that's how the game works. If everybody ends up broken, so after you go down to 0 health, you go to broken, you only have certain things you can do. You can't deal more than 3 damage on your turn, you can only build 1 part during each upgrade phase, and you can't gain HP. But you can use the coal heart to recover. So if everybody was broken except for purple, purple would end up winning the game. Also, if purple was able to build his entire robot first, he would win the game. Now, the last thing I didn't talk about really is fighting, and fighting is pretty simple. Fighting says everyone gets to attack somebody, so you just choose a player to attack in clockwise fashion, and the person who chose this perk is going to get a bonus 2 to your fight. So for instance, he would get +2 to his fight just for that round, and he could choose anybody. Maybe he would choose purple here, in which case purple is going to take 4 damage. And it would go just like that. And everybody would do that as well. Like I said, try to make the people broken. You can do that to win the game. But more likely, you're going to be building your robot. And once you've built your robot, let's go ahead and put it together to some extent. See if I can do that. There we go. And there, he's built his entire robot, so he would win the game. And that's the basic idea of how you play Robots Battle for the Coal Heart. Okay, so a couple caveats. The first thing the first and only thing I screwed up with the review is basically this little gear here. It says select gear. There's going to be certain keywords on different things. For instance, this says gain an attack. That simply means you gain an attack and you have it forever. Whereas one might be like this one that says upgrade. Every time the chosen thing says upgrade, 1 part costs 1 less resource. That would be a static thing. However, other ones are going to say select and then insert the specific type of action you're going to do. So like select upgrade or select gear. That is meaning that whenever this specific character, this purple character, selects that specific type of action, this will take into place. So this is take a second gear at the end of the phase, basically giving you the perk of having the gear, selecting the gear. You can just do it twice, which is pretty good. But yeah, that's basically how they work. So anytime it says select, whenever you select that certain thing, you get the perk plus the additional perk of your armament. Not only that, though, but there are quite a large variety of cards. I was going to go over talk a little bit about them because I didn't really address all of them, or very many at all in the round. But like deluxe gear here, suspend this card to prevent half the damage from 1 attack rounded up. Spend this card to do 2 damage on your next attack. Spend this card double the damage to your next attack. Spend this card to prevent half the damage from 1 attack. So you get the idea. Spend this card to gain +2 health. That's basically mainly health and attack. Sometimes they'll give you different resources and stuff like that as well. But those are the cards do. And that's basically the idea of the game. You're either trying to build your robot as fast as you possibly can, or destroy the rest of your opponent's robots and make sure that they can't repair themselves in time. And you can win the game that way as well. Now, what do I think about this game? Well, first of all, the the production quality of the game is great. I really like the fact that you can choose between all the different robots, and they all have their own unique, different aspects to them as far as the, as you can see, these different starting resources and the types of things you can build on them. Normally, you're going to have these plus attacks on both the arms and legs. However, these specific ones, the middle ones and the head ones, whatnot, have different things. Like, for instance, this one here says you can you may attack another player whenever you select Scavenge. Or over here, Upgrade, you can take one resource from the supply after this phase. You can actually pull a resource from here and get whatever you want. And there's other ones that do different things, but there's a variety of different choices in that matter. And depending on the robot, you're going to choose what you want to do. Sometimes there's certain ones, like the red one is more based on doing damage, the blue one is more based on resources, and so on and so forth. A really great idea. Also, we've seen this mechanic before. We select an action, you perform it, and everybody else gets that action as well. I like that aspect in this game, and it works very well, especially when you get the theme of building robots. It does make me feel kind of like the movie Real Steel, where you're sitting there building your robot, progressively trying to improve it, but you're also battling with it and taking it out to destroy everybody else's robots. It has that nice feel of building construction as well as demolishing, and that's the perfect kind of feel you want for a robot game. I also like the fact that it's got resource management, card management skills, and choosing whichever action you need at the time is going to be more beneficial for you. Sometimes it's going to have the player interaction of obviously the attacking, as well as when you choose an action that another player wants that can kind of mess them over, and that's where that play action comes into full force. However, it's not a super competitive game. It's more based on resource allocation, as well as building the best you can to your ship, or using whatever specific traits it has to your benefit. So where there is that take that aspect to it, or like that you can mess with your opponents a little bit, it's focused more on your ability to build your different ships and whatnot. Very, very good. Very, very enjoyable. The artwork's pretty good. I have no problem with it. It's basically like the Rock'em Sock'em Robots style artwork. And I love the components as far as putting the pieces down onto the board. You feel that sense of building your robot. Like, all I need is my head left. And once I do that, I'm going to win the game. Or, ooh, that guy has the coal heart, but I can use that to start doing AoE damage to everybody. Or maybe I need it or another person needs it so they can repair their ship because it's broken. And when you're broken, you can't do a lot. But you're not out of the game. There's no player elimination. You keep playing it. So it has that Euro feel, but it also has that fighting feel altogether. Overall, it's a wonderful game. It's one of those games, I think, where you're going to look at the game and you're going to know if this is the type of game that's for you or not. All the mechanics worked very well. Colors very easy to distinguish between, and I don't think my buddy didn't have any problems as a colorblind person playing throughout the game, which is always very nice. Wonderful game overall. Liked it. Love it. Gonna put it in my collection and play it whenever anybody wants to play some Rock'em Sock'em Build 'em robots. Alright, Battle for the Coal Heart. You're definitely getting my approval. Hey guys, thanks for watching another Unfiltered Gamer board game review. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, go check the rest of our videos here on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and comment, as well as check out our website, unfilteredgamer.com. We got tons of blog posts, giveaways, and Kickstarter lists. Do go ahead and help us out. Also, go ahead and check out the board game we are currently got going on there. Pretty cool game, right? Alright, well, also go ahead and check out our affiliate websites, everythingboardgames.com, The Giveaway Geek, and as well as my buddy old pal, cardboard stacker, Ferdinand. Great guys, got tons of reviews as well. Alright guys, that's all I got for this one. I look forward to seeing you next time.